Oh hey, welcome back to episode 47. It's not finished yet. It's not much further along than it was last week. So, I had great plans to get in here and fix the mess that I made on the last episode, but we've had some family over from Australia, so been spending a bit of time catching up with them, and so I haven't had a lot of time for Project Tight Squeeze like I normally do. I normally try and put one day a week aside so I can get out here in the shed. So, I want to start off and I want to show you guys a little bit of my Factor 55 gear. Now yes, these guys have sponsored the build, hence why it's all colour matched, because they're awesome. Mike and Justin at Factor 55 are awesome dudes, and we've been working with them for a couple of years. They have fantastic products, they're quality, they're made in the USA, it's not just cheap junk they've imported, and they truly believe in promoting safety. That's something that works well with us because we do like to promote safety. We want to make sure that everyone gets home at the end of the day. I'm not trying to sell you this stuff, let's just be honest, you guys should know me by now. I'm not trying to sell it to you, and I'm not trying to gloat that look at me, I got all this stuff. I'm really not like that. I just want to show you guys what we're going to put on the Tight Squeeze and the reasons why we're doing it. It's pretty much all around safety, and it looks really cool. Now a lot of you guys will go, man, that stuff's really expensive, and yeah, okay, it's not cheap, alright, but it's made in the USA, it's quality product, and it's a buy once cry once kind of thing. If you want to add something different, you know, people put rims on their cars, people paint them different colours, they do what they want, so it's, I don't know, to me I quite like it. It's a standout piece, and you know it's rated above and beyond what you're going to be needing to do with it. So with that, let me show you what we've got. We'll start off with the Flatlink Expert. Now this one, I'm probably going to use this on the electric winch, so, and I'm excited about this because as far as Factor 55 know, nobody's running twin Factor 55 setups on their rigs. So I'm pretty excited to try something a little bit different. As you guys see, I put the Factor 55 fair lead on it last week. It's just sitting in there, it's not completely crooked. The truck is crooked, but it's the fair lead's not, right? So leave me alone, please. Basically that's going to sit on there, and then I haven't decided where I'm going to run the ultra hook yet, but I've got to figure out, it'll either sit sort of here or it'll sit here. For my rear winch I'll probably get some kind of donut machined up or something like that, because the rope's going to be coming from the rear, so obviously I can just get away with a small little donut, so if that ends up sitting there and that ends up sitting there, I'll be quite happy, it'll look quite cool. The main reason I went for the ultra hook is I just generally just like the look of the ultra hook. We had one on the Navara and I thought it was a really cool piece of kit. You've got your closed system shackle mount here, and then you can run your hook normally, nice and strong latch, but they've also got a latch locking pin in here. You push that out, pull the latch locking pin out, chuck it in here, and you now have a closed system. So that cannot fail. If anything goes wrong, that's locked in there, your gear can't fall out of here, and nothing can fall out of here. Me personally, I run quite thick tree trunk protectors and stuff, so to be perfectly honest, the opening of the mouth doesn't really suit my application a lot, but I do really like using this end with either a rated D shackle or a nice soft shackle through there. That does the job just fine. Now you guys might say, well, you're just adding another piece of metal in your winch line, and you are correct on that fact, but Factor 55 thought about this. They have a rope guard now that you can literally just have the loop of your winch rope, and you can just put this piece on the end and drop the pin in, and that just gives you something to suck up against your fair lead. Now I think that's a great idea, but me personally, I prefer to have the hardware on there. Just for the simple fact of, if I've got a shackle through here, no matter what happens, the shackle pin is going to stay here. Whereas if you have a end of your winch line like this, sitting on a shackle, if it goes loose, it has the potential for the shackle to rotate, and then you're going to side load the shackle, and that could be very, very disastrous. So, I mean, I hear the pros and cons of both sides. Trust me, I do understand it, and me personally, I just prefer to have the correct equipment, even this one, so that it can't slip and turn around and side load itself and potentially become a missile. So, with that in mind, Factor 55 have supplied us with the rope guards. This protects your rope from the sun, and it looks kind of cool. So that's basically why I'm sticking them on there. And as you guys saw, or may have not seen, Factor 55 at SEMA, they got a couple of awards. They just launched the new soft shackles. These are really good. I've pretty much ditched all my normal shackles. I just use soft shackles now, and I really like these ones because they've put a good overbraid on them. And they've sort of put like this waxy coating on. The biggest issue we always had with soft shackles in New Zealand is playing in the mud. Obviously winch rope swells up and you would kind of struggle to get the knot out. So this waxy coating is supposed to help with that a little bit. I'll let you know how that goes. As you can see, the truck doesn't see much mud yet. And probably one of my favourites that we have actually used a couple of times is the 20-inch shackle. Nobody's actually making these. Nice and big, but if you double wrap them like this, you now have twice the strength. We actually used it on a pulley block that had quite a bit of load on it, and it was good to know that our anchor point was secure. And of course, my favourite, the snatch rope. Much safer than conventional kinetic strap. I prefer the ropes. The ropes generally have about 30% elongation, which is your stretch, whereas a flat strap is normally about 20%. So it's just that little bit nicer, whereas you can sort of come out of the hole and stop almost, and the kinetic force will pull the vehicle out. Whereas a snatch strap, you kind of have to keep the momentum up to drag them up and out. These ones are nicely dipped, got this nice kind of rubberized dip on the end of it. And the good thing that these guys have come out with is the new straps. So these can go up to, I don't know everything off the top of my head, but they go up to about 8 inch. Looks like about 8 inch to me. If there was millimeters, I could probably help you a little bit better. Sorry, Justin, I know you're very proud of your sizing, your girth, but I just don't know how big it is off the top of my head. But basically, these things are really cool. So you can put these universal, obviously, you can put them around your roll cage, you can strap whatever. You could strap a fire extinguisher on if you needed to. I probably wouldn't recommend that. But they're fantastic for keeping your recovery equipment under control. Stick them on, wrap them around. And last but not least, something I've been wanting to get from Factor 55 for a while is the hitch link. And this basically I'll make up in my rear section. I'll probably do similar to what I've done to the front here with the box section. And I'll put a receiver, a hitch receiver in there, just like a normal Heyman Reese tow bar setup. So I'll cut a square out, put it in, and make sure I've got good pins on there, and then you can chuck that in, and I've got a removable rear recovery point, which will probably be permanent. But these are fantastic for road vehicles where you need to tow a trailer. Keep this in your glove box, and you can just pull the pin on it and remove your tow ball, and then chuck this in. Nice and safe for your recoveries. And this is rated for 9,500 pounds. This is the small one. They do a 2, a 2.5, and a 3, I believe, off the top of my head. See, I'm not that guy that reads all the catalogs and stuff. There's a lot of people out there that will read a catalog and try and make themselves sound smart. I just let the words fall out of my mouth and kind of just hope for the best. So, as I said earlier, I'm not trying to sell you this stuff. This is just me excited about new shiny things for Project Tight Squeeze, and being very thankful to Factor 55 and for you guys to actually watch me in my shed building my junk. So, let's install the rope guards. I've never done this before, so much like everything else with this build, I'm going to figure it out on the fly. In true tight squeeze fashion, I don't have the correct tools, so I'm going to use a bolt. And the first hammer I found was a panel beating hammer, so wish me luck. Sorry Justin, sorry Mike. And just like that, it looks like a second-hand, brand new one. Next. Well, they're all done. It was a pretty simple job really. Put it on and bang it together. I made sure not to do it nicely so it fits in with the rest of the build. I don't want it to stick out on the front and be all shiny and done correctly, because who wants that? Jeez. If you guys didn't notice, the green is a very nice colour of green. If we come down here to where we've painted the other green stuff, for an off-the-shelf green, that's pretty good. Yeah, I've had a good time. I hope you guys have had a good time watching. Sorry for all the talking. I just thought I'd explain the situation a little bit. Thank you guys once again for all your comments and stuff. I love reading them. I love hearing about what you guys are up to, and my goal is achieved. All I wanted was to encourage one person to get out there in the shed and build something, and I've had many messages about people doing so, so it's really cool. Really love the feedback, love talking to you guys. Always try and respond to you guys as much as I can. We are very busy, but I normally sit down for a little bit and try and get back to people. Yeah, really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching me do things badly on my Suzuki. I've got to say a massive thank you to Factor55. They've had our back for a couple of years, and they've certainly come to the party and hooked us up for the tight squeeze build. If you don't want any of their gear, that's fine. They'll still love you. And if you do want some of their gear, or you want some more info, they've got some great videos on their website, and they do pretty cool breakage videos on Instagram and stuff, so check them out on their website, factor55.com, or search YouTube or Instagram for Factor55. Have a good time, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 48 of the Project Tight Squeeze.